In a quiet town overlooking the green hills of a valley lived a little girl named Camilla. At just 10 years old, Camilla was known for her generous heart and her desire to help anyone in need. She loved spending her days between books, walking in the fields, and visiting her grandparents, who lived in a small house in the countryside, far from the frenzy of the city. One day, Camilla and her mother found themselves at the train station, ready to take the train to go to her grandparents. Before continuing, subscribe to our channel and activate the bell. Traveling for Camilla was always an adventure, and she couldn't wait to see her grandparents again and listen to their stories. The station was crowded, the voices of people, the sound of suitcases scraping on the floor, and the metallic sound of announcements on the platforms filled the air. Camilla, clutching her stuffed rabbit, watched the chaotic scene with curious eyes. She loved watching people, imagining their stories and wondering where they were going. While waiting with her mother in front of the ticket booth, she noticed an elderly man standing near them. His clothes were clean but worn, and his face showed the signs of age. The man seemed to be searching for something in his pockets with some agitation. The wrinkles that framed his face revealed a life full of experiences, some happy, some probably difficult. Camilla noticed that the man was talking to the ticket clerk, shaking his head in displeasure. "I'm sorry, sir, but without the full amount, I can't issue the ticket," the clerk said kindly. The man sighed, lowering his gaze, and continued to search his empty pockets. Camilla felt a surge of compassion for the old man. She was not a child who could ignore a person in distress. She touched her mother's sleeve. "Mom," she said in a soft voice, "that gentleman seems to need help." Her mother, busy checking the tickets and bags, answered absent-mindedly, "Yes, dear, but we must make sure we do not miss our train." But Camilla could not take her eyes off the man. With a decisive gesture, she moved slightly away from her mother and approached him. "Excuse me, sir," she said in her shy but determined voice. "Do you need help with your ticket?" The man looked at her in surprise, his kind eyes lighting up with wonder and at the same time gratitude. "Darling, you are very kind," the old man replied, "but I cannot accept. I forgot my wallet, and I don't have enough money for the ticket. I was hoping to go see my brother, but it looks like I won't be able to today." Her voice was sad, almost resigned. But Camilla didn't want to give up. She took out her small wallet, decorated with animal stickers, and counted the coins and bills she had carefully saved. "I can pay for it, sir," she said with a smile. "I have enough money." The man was perplexed, touched by the kindness of that little girl. "I can't accept, little one. It wouldn't be fair." But Camilla insisted, "Please, I would really like to help." Finally, Mr. Russo, that was the man's name, accepted with a shy smile and tears in his eyes. The ticket clerk, who had been watching the whole thing, issued the ticket with a warm smile. "You have a big heart, little one," he said, handing the man the ticket. Camilla and Mr. Russo boarded the train together. Camilla's mother, finally noticing her little exploit, was about to scold her for walking away, but when Mr. Russo explained what had happened, the woman's expression softened, and instead of scolding, she gave her a proud smile. Sitting opposite each other, as the train began to move through the hilly landscapes, Camilla began to ask the old man questions. "Where are you going, Mr. Russo?" she asked curiously, with her stuffed rabbit on her lap. "I'm going to visit my brother," the man replied. "I haven't seen him in a long time, and I wanted to surprise him." As the train moved forward, Mr. Russo began to tell Camilla about his life, how he grew up in a small town in the mountains. "You know, when I was young, I was a teacher," he said with a hint of nostalgia in his voice. "I've always loved history, and I like teaching it to kids, making them understand that the past teaches us so much about the future." Camilla's eyes lit up. She loved history too, especially when her teacher told it like a long tale full of adventures. "But then life got harder," the old man continued. "I got sick and had to stop working. Expenses increased, and at one point I had to leave my home. But there are still kind people in the world like you who remind me that there is always hope." Camilla's heart sank for him. "I'm so sorry, Mr. Russo," she said sincerely. "That must have been really hard." The man nodded, but there was also a resilience in his eyes. "Yes, it was hard, but the kindness of people helped me get through those moments. And today you reminded me that I'm not alone." The journey continued with stories of youth, past adventures, and shared laughter. Camilla felt an ever stronger bond with that man, as if they had been friends forever. When the train stopped at the station, Mr. Russo took a small old gold coin out of his pocket and handed it to Camilla. "This has brought me luck for many years," she said with a warm smile. "I want you to keep it. I hope it brings you luck too." Camilla took the coin, feeling its weight in her hand, and smiled. "Thank you, Mr. Russo. I will always keep it with me." They stepped off the train together, and Camilla's grandmother was already waiting for them on the platform. The little girl ran into her grandmother's arms, telling her everything that had happened during the trip. The grandmother listened attentively, and at the end, stroked her head. "You were very brave and generous, Camilla. You did a wonderful thing, and I'm sure Mr. Russo will never forget your kindness." The next day, a big surprise awaited Camilla. A luxury car pulled up in front of her grandparents' house. A well-dressed man stepped out, introducing himself as Mr. Russo's assistant. "Mr. Russo wanted to thank you for your generosity," he said, handing her a carefully wrapped package. Inside were rare books and a letter from Mr. Russo explaining that he had decided to create a fund to help children like her pursue their dreams. Camilla was speechless. The kindness she had shown had turned into something much bigger, and that small gesture at the station had changed not only Mr. Russo's life, but hers as well. And so, with her heart filled with gratitude and hope, Camilla understood that the power of kindness is infinite, and that a single act can touch many lives, creating a wave of happiness and deep connections. Did you like this story? Leave a comment below. Thanks for watching the video till the end, and see you next story.